Good afternoon, Oak Grove. Happy Thursday. Welcome to this week's installment of Pastor's Midweek Check-In here on our YouTube channel. Thank you for taking a few minutes of your day to join me here in this way as I just pop in to say hi to all of you in the middle of the week. Thank you for joining me here. I don't really have anything particularly topical to discuss with you this week. I wondered what I would talk about today. Looking at the calendar and at current events, I mean, there's nothing that I feel that is particularly pressing that I need to update you all on. I could probably continue talking about the election for the next 6 months. But I tend to think that there would be 0 people still watching at the end of 6 months because, we're just sick of it. We're burned out on it. Half of those who are watching are happy with what happened. Half of those who are watching are not happy with what happened. And so we live in a world where that is the case, and what happened, happened, and we need to move on as people of God and decide how we're going to live into the world tomorrow and next week and next month and so on and so forth. That continues, but I think that quite a few people are very burned out from that. And so moving on. So what else is going on in our world? Well, unfortunately, the next thing that's coming up doesn't always cause us a whole lot less stress than the election did, because I've already shared with some of you the anecdote that, on November 1st, I was in my car driving around Halloween the day before, and I was surfing through the radio stations in my truck, and I flipped by 99.7, and I shot past it, and then I said, wait a minute, go back. And I went back to 99.7. And sure enough, what I thought I heard was confirmed. And I said to myself, are you freaking kidding me? Christmas music already on November 1st. For crying out loud, why do they start it so early? I would personally prefer that they wait to start it maybe till Black Friday, but then continue it for a little bit after Christmas, or they start it, November 1st, but then December 26th, it's usually over. Anyway, so, the stress of the election season is over, but now it's time to start prepping for the holidays. We are at November 14th, and so many of us feel like we are already 2 weeks behind on our decorating and our Christmas shopping and our baking and our wrapping and our card writing and so on and so forth. And so it's not too early to start looking ahead to the effect that the holidays have on our mental health, right? I have no decorations up yet. It might have been apropos for this video if I came here wearing a Santa hat or something, but it's precisely my point that I don't have any of that stuff unpacked yet. And, when we hear the Christmas music on the radio already on November 1st, for many of us psychologically, it really does help us to feel like I'm already behind. I'm already running late. If the Christmas music is playing, then the season is already here and I'm already running behind schedule. And so I don't have any sage words of advice other than to simply say, let us try our best to relax. And I am speaking to myself very much in the midst of that. Kind of ironic that I filmed these videos here on my cell phone and the camera angle is turned around on the screen so I can see myself as I'm filming it. And I'm very literally kind of talking to myself as I'm saying that. We all need to take a deep breath and relax. It is going to be okay. We will be ready for Christmas just as we always are every year. Literally every year when I hear the first Christmas song on the radio, I'm already feeling behind. Oh my God, I'm already behind. I haven't started my shopping yet and the Christmas music has already begun. You really can't possibly start your shopping early enough to beat the Christmas music to the radio. But I'm remembering last year when we did the hanging of the greens service here at Oak Grove, which we will do again this year on December 1st, 2nd. One of those is the Sunday. No, the first Sunday in December. We'll be doing the hanging of the greens again this year. And I remember sitting there last year and I was still so new. I had only been here a couple of months. And I had never seen that service done before. And that's a very complicated service with a lot of moving parts. where, at this point in the service, so-and-so stands up now to put up these decorations, and then this prayer is said, and then we sing this song, and then now at this point, so-and-so puts these decorations up, and we say another prayer, and we sing this song. And it's kind of a complicated service with a lot of moving parts to it. And I remember saying to you all, let us remember that our work of worship is good enough for God. And if it's good enough for God, then it's good enough for us. So let us calm our anxious hearts if we're worried about making a mistake during the service. Well, the same thing applies to the holidays. I encourage us all to have the attitude, please do not allow the joyfulness of this season to be ruined by applying pressure, real or imagined, upon ourselves in our minds that says, it's all on me to make a perfect Christmas happen. And I guess this is on my mind because Julie and I are now having conversations with our families about where we're going to be for the holidays. And it looks like Julie and I might be hosting our families here multiple times. And of course, we will be hosting all of you here at the parsonage for our Christmas party on the 7th. And so I'm tempted to feel overwhelmed with, oh my God, there is so much cleaning that needs done around here, and there's so much shopping that we're going to have to do to get ready for those things. But I committed first and then said, we'll get ready later once we're committed. But let us try our best, as the Christmas music on the radio makes us feel like we're already behind schedule, to relax. It's going to be okay. It is not on you or me or anybody else to try to make the perfect Christmas happen. We are preparing for something more joyful than our imperfect human celebrations could ever possibly do justice to the arrival of God in flesh, the joy of the Christ child shining as a bright light in the midst of the darkness of midwinter. That is what this holiday is about. It's not about us nailing the perfect gifts or the perfect Christmas spread or getting the perfect decorations up. So let us try to calm ourselves when we feel the temptation to believe that we're already behind, and remember that the Christ child is coming, and he is not coming based on whether we make the perfect Christmas happen for our families or not. He is coming because he is God's gift. He is coming because God sent him. He's coming regardless of what our imperfect human celebrations do to prepare the way for him or not. He's coming one way or the other. Let's try to just enjoy the joyfulness of the season. And also the disclaimer and the caveat to that too, that I also understand that for many the holidays are a challenging and difficult time for other reasons, having nothing to do with not nailing the perfect gifts or decorations or whatever. That it is a time of year when sometimes family strife and family trauma overwhelm us, and sometimes we're overwhelmed by the people that we've lost at the holidays. We're overwhelmed by grief, remembering that they are not with us. And so for those people also, I encourage you to process that in whatever means you need to by lamenting and grieving that they are not with us, but remembering that our loved ones probably would want us to be joyful at the holidays. And so finding a way to celebrate in a way that doesn't make us feel like we're being unfaithful to the fact that they're no longer with us, but also honors the fact that they would want us to be happy. My family has trouble at this time of year because we lost my maternal grandfather around Christmas time, and we were all so close to him. He was a very saintly and godly man of pure love and pure joy and pure peace. And it's difficult for my family because they miss him this time of year more than any other time. But the ironic thing being, my pap loved Christmas, so he would be very sad if we allowed our grief over his loss to cast a pall over the whole holiday. And so it's November 14th, and I still have, 6 more weeks ahead, I think, something like that, to talk to you about Christmas. And so it might seem like it's too early, but again, I feel like the season is trying to tell us that we're already behind, and I guess it's not too early to be talking about it if the Christmas songs are on the radio and the Christmas commercials are already on TV and the holiday sales have already started. It's not too early, so let us not become overwhelmed by everything else that distracts us from the joy of the Christ child. And of course, I will probably find occasion to talk about Christmas more in the weeks ahead, but getting a head start since the world is requiring that we do that. I've already rambled longer than I intended to. I do that every week. You know me by now. You know that I talk too much. I will see you next week, Oak Grove. I will see you here at worship on Sunday. We will be celebrating thank offering this week. Take care and God bless you all. Have a good week.